Hey out there, how y'all doing? Hey Rob, good to see you. Welcome in. Sorry, phone rang just as I was going. Ta-da! Hi. Sorry, still trying to figure out all these buttons. Sorry, the phone rang just as I was going live. How's it going out there? Happy Friday. Hope you guys all have good weekend plans. We don't, but that's okay. Doug's going to go over to the rental again. Now the master bath incoming cold water is completely blocked. No water comes out of the shower. None. So they're going to actually go and cut the pipes and replace them because we don't know what else to do, and we cannot rent the rental until, all the water works. So we've been doing this since January. Yeah, big fun. Big fun. Yep. This is what happens when you have tenants that don't understand water haul and they let the holding tank run dry, and then it sucks stuff from the bottom of the tank, which you don't want to think about, but there's always stuff in the bottom of anything that holds water. A lot of people out here put bleach in their tanks. I do not agree with that. Bleach is not for drinking. We use vinegar, apple cider vinegar most of the time. Keep the bacteria and algae down, and it's good for you, and it doesn't make your water taste like a swimming pool. So there's that, Oh, Lordy. Yeah, thank you, sir. Hey, at the very least, the last guy ended up not getting back his deposit, so he's paying for it. So, he messed it up. He ran the tank dry twice. And based on the amount of baggies that we found from the, local weed store, he's a little paranoid. The trash bin was half full of them. So there was a lot of smoking going on. It's Arizona, it's legal, whatever, but he literally was like freaked out about the water. And what we found out that he did after running it dry was went around and was twisting the shutoff valve so hard he broke 3 of them. So we had to replace all of those. Had to clean out all the taps again. And, luckily the only one that's so far really causing a big problem is the master bath shower. So all the rest of it seems to be working. And it's the troubleshooting. It's ridiculous. We're not plumbers. We don't like playing with plumbing or electrical. Doug's gotten pretty good with electrical as far as like hanging new ceiling fans, switching out the porch light, putting in a dimmer switch. We can do all that now. We know. We just shut it all off. We don't worry what we touch, and we've learned which wires to connect and which ones not to. We figured that part out. But plumbing, it seems pretty simple. There's tubes. There's games that you play that is like a plumbing. Connect the things, make the water. It doesn't seem that hard until you actually have to do it. He's crazy. So yeah, sorry. This is my how I ended my auction yesterday, and I had to go out and feed the donkeys and the horses, and I came back in, had another phone call, got distracted, never got back to my room. So I'll probably end up picking up this mess while I'm talking with y'all. How's it going, Rob? Saw you and Mark this morning. I've been creeping. I just, it's early, guys. It's, Arizona's a lot earlier than y'all. So I don't always get into the chat, but I've been listening, and I like what I'm hearing, and I just wish they'd hurry up. But I did get another CBD Guru order with a ginormous stack in it, so that was pretty cool. I put it up on the safe, and Doug's like, this isn't going to fit in the envelope. It's like, I know, we need a new envelope. Hey, Jane, welcome in. How you doing? Oh, that sounds so good. You got some honey? I love honey on corn muffins. I'm not a big honey fan in general, but on corn muffins, it's kind of like a law, I think. Yeah, we've had rain. There's actually standing water outside, which is nice. The desert. Hello, we need the rain. And it's really nice that we finally got rain with the haboobs, because all we've had is giant dust storms. Not like Phoenix, though. Boy, I saw I think it was Mr. MBB was putting them up. He lives in Phoenix, so, yeah, we've had a couple like that, but not this year. So, but yeah, I don't know, a week or so ago, I couldn't see much past the fence, which is like 20 feet off our back door, the whole patio or the whole corral, all the mountains, that was all gone. Couldn't see any of it. And, it's not helpful with the breathing. And it's been humid for us, in like 25, 30%, and obviously more because it's been raining. 29C. I don't know Celsius. We were supposed to learn this. You like Mark's channel? Oh, Mr. MBB's channel? Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, so what do y'all think? What is that big ginormous thingy going on just outside of the Milky Way? I'm not sure. I hear so much stuff. 85, thank you, ma'am. That's not bad. That's nice. I'd like to live where it's like 65 to 85 with snow from like Christmas Eve to New Year's Eve, and that's it. And then the rest of the year is just nice, like spring, fall. Those are my favorites. Yeah, some big giant thing. It's got, what is it, AF1 or something? I don't know. It's like half the size of our sun. It's coming at us. Is this why they're building bunkers? I don't know. Does anybody know what's going on? I'm trying to figure it out. But I've been busy. I've been very, very busy. Low humidity. See, that's perfect. That's perfect. When we were living in Connecticut the last few years, we moved here in 2015. It was like 85, 90% humidity. It's like, this is not Florida. This is Connecticut. I was waiting for like storm clouds to form inside the pet shop, because with the, the humidity level, and then we had about 50 fish tanks, saltwater, freshwater, a big pond, there was a lot of water going on. There was no way the ACs could keep up, and it was crazy. Yeah, that one. Yeah, 3i Atlas. Yeah, see, I knew it had some weird name. Not as big as they thought. All right, good to know. Okay, good. I don't know, maybe y'all have heard me say it. If it's gonna happen, boy, the world's a messed up place. Let's just do it again. That seems to be what happens, right? So they can keep pretending it's not true, but yeah, it's happened a lot. I mean, every ancient civilization says so. I believe all of the native people still have that belief. What is it? The Hopis say we're like in the 5th or 6th cycle and scoot by Mars and we're on the opposite side of the sun. All right, cool. Thanks. Oh boy, yeah, I'm just been busy crazy doing my stuff. I know, honey. And you know what I said? Just drop it on my head because I do not want to live in the Mad Max. I'm not equipped. I'm not equipped for that. That's why we came here, so we have half a shot of not having to, deal with things like I'm sure the big cities are going to deal with, So, but, we're pretty remote and we don't have farms, unfortunately. Oh boy, I heard they want to split California. That would be so cool. If they really, I doubt they'll do it, but it would be so cool because that, yeah, okay, so you don't get the ocean. Yeah, whatever. California oceans are polluted anyway. Let them keep them. All that red they're talking about, that's where all the nice places to live are with actual water. Well, maybe not so much in the south of California, but Northern Cal. I mean, when I was looking to move, I kept, I put in my parameters and the places in California kept popping up. They don't have harsh winters. They have water. They have real dirt, unlike Arizona, where it's 90% sand and 10% rock, or vice versa. And not as many zombies. Yeah, there you go. I don't know, girlfriend. You don't know where I'm living. I think there's a lot of zombies here. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, I mean that's like, perfection, like New England with warmth, When we lived in Monterey and then we moved to Jolon, Jolon, look it up. That was another area very similar to where we're living now, high desert, but we had grass and trees with like leaves, and we had a cactus garden and roses and fruit trees, and we were renting, but whatever. And it was really cool. Where it was it was called Fort Hunter Liggett. No. Yes, Fort Hunter Liggett. And there was a big old monastery there. There was a big old high security prison there. Not in our town, but, in the general vicinity. And there was a big tank range there. And it was also where Heinz and Hunt's grow things like tomatoes and broccoli. And it was pretty cool. I would live there if it wasn't, for Newsom and the rest of the crew that runs that place. Make it a new state, just like Oregon. My dream house is in Oregon, but again, it's like California light, but and they want to go become Greater Ohio or Idaho, right? Greater Idaho. So yeah, in the county that I want to live in, they're in for it. So yeah, awesome sauce, and I'm already a whole lot closer to those two states than I was when I lived in Connecticut. So moving would be easier. Of course, I've added a few more critters, but yeah, that's what big trailers are for, right? So yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm getting excited, Rob. Can you tell? I really like hearing what I've been hearing. I'm still getting emails from that group I used to be part of, from people that are like, wow, just wow. That's it. I'm done. But yeah, I feel sorry for them, and I really hope that they see the light, and that if they really are there, it's just for the drama, because it's kind of like a Spanish soap opera these days. Is that bad? Am I bad? Am I getting strikes now? I have no idea. So yeah, so what's going on the East Coast? You guys getting pretty leaves now? I do miss fall. I mean, my birthday is the first day of fall, so I'm kind of partial to it, and I miss it. I do miss it. I don't miss the cleanup, but I miss being there and seeing it. This whole getting old and trade off. Promising grounded. Good, Rob. Good. Yeah, who was it? Was it Syria? Syria took off 2 zeros. I think it was Syria. Syria, Libya. I don't know. One of those guys. I don't know. I ain't got any more money to play with. I need to get my rental rented so that, I have some money to play with. I'm doing a thing, though. I just got a wholesale account opened up, so I'll be ordering some stuff to sell on my other channel. And, FYI, anybody is interested, there's 3 links pinned at the top. Check them out. Thank you very much. And please drop a thumbs up. I know, sounds stupid, but yeah. People are starting to find me, which is cool, so awesome. You know me, I like talking to folks. 90 to 60. Blue lights, baby, blue lights. Oh, funny. Yeah, 60. I hate when it drops. Like, that's like living in the desert. And when we were in California, it would do that. I mean, it would be like 110 during the day, and then it'd be like 50 at night. It's like, whoa, you had to have multiple layers of clothes available to swap out. But, here, I still have, I still have a giant suitcase that's like one of those that's too big now to take on any plane. It's like one of those big rolly luggage things, And it's full of my favorite sweaters, sweatshirts, winter coats. Belinda, oh my goodness. Hi, girlfriend. So that's been living on the bottom of my closet for 10 years. And, I probably should do something about it. All right, y'all. Belinda. Oh my God. Belinda and I met in college. And we've been buds ever since. People thought we were sisters because we're both blondes with brown eyes, sorry. Got me all flustered, girlfriend. We both grew up in Maine, went to college in Maine, and then we married the loves of our lives, and we've done the up and the down and the kids and the houses and the hoojiggies and the whatnots, and here we still are 40 years later. You doing great. How you doing? And the trippiest thing is, Belinda and I, we were, the concert queens in the 80s. And now my girl, she's up there sewing in Maine like, some little old lady. I'm so amused by that. Like, you wouldn't believe how amused I am by that, girlfriend. So what you doing? You selling your stuff or just making it just because you're bored? Giving it out to everybody and then begging people to take it off your hands like me? You can come on and sell with me. Yep, I got a whole bunch of sales coming up. I just started 2 new shows. One Sunday a month, there's going to be between 6 and 8 of us selling, and it's called Cross Country Sunday Drive. We're going to start on the East Coast right now. Our most eastern person is in New York, but you can be the first. Oh, that would be so cool, girlfriend. You don't have to be on camera. Yeah, well, Rob, it was the 80s, right? It was what? See, 84, 85, right, Belinda? And we were in Portland, Maine. Actually, Westbrook, but Portland is where we are hung out. And I got a Sears card. I don't know how, but I got a Sears card. And I used to go to Sears Outlet and buy tickets for everybody. And most of the time they paid me back. If they didn't, they had to buy the pizza. John, oh my God. It's like reunion day. This is too funny. Honey, I ain't done. I ain't never gonna get done. I'm in Arizona now. We go to the store and buy it. I'm taking all kinds of good stuff, though, John. I'm taking a 5 mushroom mix. I'm taking black seed oil. I'm taking a CBD immunity, no THC, just CBDs and CBGs and CBAs, and I don't know, all the letters are in there. I'm taking the D3 with the K2. I'm taking the B complex, the stuff and things, because I'm old. Yeah, a lot of them were fairly cheap, but Sears, they had all their extra fees on there. But yeah, I mean, we could buy tickets, we could buy our whatever, our weed, our alcohol. Well, the guys usually did that for us, but we definitely were having pizza in the morning delivered from Domino's because we didn't make it to the chow hall in time to eat. Okay, so Mr. John Shannon here. When I owned the pet shop back there in Connecticut, he was one of my best suppliers for mice. If we weren't walking home because the guys that took us out passed out on us, right, Belinda? And then I finally got my car and we were good to go. My little red Mustang and the 2 blondes cruising Portland, girlfriend. Yep, you and me. It was, wow. Talk about John Mellencamp, Jack and Diane. That was you and me, but we weren't dating. But kind of, sort of, Dragging poor Jeff along. Y'all just gotta get your asses out here and visit me. I can't travel. I got too many pets, as always, and I can't go nowhere. But you can come here. Especially when it gets cold and snowy up there in Maine. What a trip. It's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad I started throwing it out on Facebook because then y'all finding me. But yeah, so I'm doing what I was talking. I'm doing that new show. That'll be one Sunday a month. And then I'm doing another one on Thursday. And that'll be during the day. And it's going to be like 8 to 10 sellers. And it's going to be really fun. And oh my God, if you want to laugh, you got to come on that Thursday show because there's Jim and Julie McIntyre. They live here in Phoenix. Jim is a stand-up comedy act on his own, and he's smart. I mean, you could throw anything. He could do, like improv. And, oh. I heard Doug was filling me in on that. I did know that was going to happen. I did not know it was going to happen 14 weeks early. I'm so super glad everything's worked out. But, when he gets a little bigger, you bring him to Auntie Ellen's Zoo and we have fun, girlfriend. We're right up here near the Grand Canyon. We can go. It's the little Grand Canyon, not the big one that everyone knows about. But they do have a cowboy ranch up there where you can rent a little cabin and you can stay there. You can go horseback riding, and they do cowboy campfires, and they have this little like Western town set up, and they do gunfights at noon, and it is like the most awesome fun thing. I had a blast. Kids love it. And I didn't stay there because, we live 20 minutes down the road. But yeah, and I got to feed all the critters. But yeah, I mean, come on. We'll go to Oatman. Oh yeah, Auntie Ellen's Zoo. I ain't never getting grandkids, so you got to bring me yours because, my kids have just checked out on me and I am not pleased. You wait, Adam will have like one when he's 60 or something, but that's probably my best shot if I'm still alive then. Oh, Rob, you have no idea. When we packed up, Belinda was there. She helped me pack my house. She kept me sane. We packed up a big giant RV with all the pets. We had 2 dogs, 2 cats, a bearded dragon, 4 parrots, 3 chinchillas, and 20 pond fish in a big Rubbermaid container in the camper bathtub. And we drove cross country that way, and we let Adam come too. And our friend Mike, Karen's husband, my bestie over there in Connecticut. Oh, she's not there anymore. She's got a new grandkid or 2 also. And we drove all the way across country like that and everyone called it Ellen's Ark. Yeah, on Facebook, actually, there's a whole, like a long video series of our travels cross country. Karen, they moved to Vermont or New Hampshire. I don't know. One of those two. They bought a house. They moved. John and Joe both had kids. She's playing grandma. It's time for her to come too. So, y'all go pick her up on the way. Yep, that is Rob. He lives over near your side of the country. And he's a really cool dude. Yeah, it's Rob. He's incognito. I met Rob in the Dinar community. I don't think you know about that. Doug and I are invested in dinar and dong and some other interesting foreign currencies that we are all hoping are going to make us rich really soon. And just in case it's not, Doug's still working and we still got other shiny things in the safe with the, pew-pews. So we're doing good. And then we're buying land. We're up to 10 acres. So that's what we're doing. But Rob's an awesome dude. Really awesome, cool dude. And he cooks. Yeah. Yeah, Rob used to hang out on Sundays. I'm working on getting Doug to come back on. Yeah, that's the thing, Rob. Unless you're really there for family, go somewhere. And as I have told my family, 90% of my life when we've moved, it's always been somewhere where people actually paid a vacation. So there's really no excuse to not visit me. I lived in Bar Harbor, Maine, Monterey, California. Columbia, South Carolina was kind of but there's a lot of stuff that goes on there, Where else do we live? Right now you don't know Dolan Springs, but do know about the Grand Canyon. You do know about Route 66. You do know about Las Vegas, where Oatman, where they had the baby donkeys, and the rustic town. We got lots of stuff around here that people fly in from Japan to go see and pay a lot of. So you don't have to sit in my living room and chit chat with me. You can still have a vacation and visit. You know what I'm saying? I'll even feed you. So. Yeah, move where you feel it. I don't know what to say. When Doug and I pulled into this driveway, it didn't feel weird at all. It's like, oh yeah, we're home. That's cool. Like, I gotta have that. I can't. The only reason I lock my front door is because my front door is a little wonky, and if the wind gets too strong, it'll actually blow it open. Otherwise, my keys are sitting in my car. My back door is not locked. Same as I've always been. The last time I remember locking my door was when I lived in Berlin, and it was only because we lived in an apartment building, which that was the last apartment building I ever lived in, and it just automatically locked when the door shut. Oh my God, Rob, do you know how many people have mentioned Idaho to me in the past 2 months? My son, Ben, who lives in Colorado, is looking to move to Idaho. A lot of people, like Idaho's becoming the new it place. I don't know why. I think because there aren't very many people there and the rules aren't really crappy, But it's also got pretty decent weather. And Oklahoma. And now that the tornado alley is kind of shifting north, Oklahoma's becoming a little more, doable. And a lot of people are moving to Tennessee, too. All nice, pretty green places. Oh, man. So, yeah, you want to look around my room, Belinda? There's no people. Girlfriend, you know where I live? It's unincorporated. There is literally one paved road that goes from the highway all the way up through town to the Grand Canyon. The only other place that has a paved road is this one rich guy in town paved his little dirt road so he didn't have to drive on dirt to get to his house. That's it. We don't have sidewalks. We don't have lights. We actually have dark sky laws. So you're not allowed to have lights that mess it up so I can't see the stars at night. If you don't like cows in your yard, you better have some money to put up a fence. But other than that, open carry, legal weed, mind your business and they'll mind their business. You know, there's a reason I moved here and it's cheap. You know, I know I was like, you know, Doug's brother's still up there in Bar Harbor, and he said that Bar Harbor is basically just apparently like all those really nice houses downtown and everything. They've all been bought up and they're all Airbnbs. There's like nowhere for, you know, the kids that used to come up from Florida every summer to work. You know how that goes. You know, there's no more rentals available. You're so funny. Come visit me. You know. So how's Kenzie doing? Are they all good? Who should? Who should pay more taxes? Nobody should pay more taxes. You take that back. Girlfriend, you fly into Vegas. I'm an hour 15. All highway to get off the road 1 mile from my house. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know what they're doing. All I know is Dan is not pleased. Dan apparently had a ginormous fight with the park ranger. Because, you know, hey, Myra, how you doing, girlfriend? Myra is from my my sales community over here on YouTube, and she buys things from me like shiny rocks. Yeah, well, Black Rock. Right, Rob? This is so awesome. I have like, it's like being back in high school. I have all these friends from all these different cliques. I was never the clique girl. I always talked to whoever I liked. I didn't care what the deal was, unless they were jerks, but you know, who talks to jerks? Oh. Yep. Yeah, that's been a big problem for people trying to sell houses that don't really, well, it's not so much a problem for people selling them unless they have morals, but the people that are trying to buy houses, they can't compete with these big companies like BlackRock. And, you know, they've been coming in and buying everything up, you know, and like people cannot buy homes because BlackRock comes in with a cash offer, you know, 50 grand over what you can possibly beg, borrow, or steal from anybody. So Belinda is my bestie from back in college. We actually were college roommates for a bit, and we've been friends ever since, and we were in each other's weddings, and we've, you know, been together, not been together, depending on where we're moving and who's having kids and what's going on with our lives, but we are still friends 40 years later. So welcome in and say hi. Yeah, Arizona, girlfriend. The taxes that I pay, we have 3 functioning houses plus a 3/4 house because it has septic and electric and a partial building. Okay, so 3 houses, 10 acres, and a little extra. We pay less taxes on all of that than we did on our house in Connecticut on 2/3 of an acre. Okay, I paid $50 for my driver's license when I got here. I don't have to get a new one until I'm 65. These are just little things, okay? So like, yeah, it's yeah, okay. Y'all want me to start looking? I know exactly where there's some really nice pieces of property out here. I know where there's, what is it? I think it's 65 acres, fully fenced. That is humongo. That's, you know, 65 acres. Yeah, that's probably $40,000-$50,000 worth of fencing. It has a well. It has a Connex. It just needs electricity, and or you can be 100% off grid if you so desire. And they want $106,000. I should be a real estate agent. I could make y'all get out here soon. Guys, I know. Y'all thought I was crazy when I moved here, but I literally spent 5 years researching. Yeah, well, so they can move too. There's jobs here. Lots of jobs. Yeah, what is going on with all your kids? What is up with Bob? Oh, yes, ma'am. FedEx and UPS deliver to my door. Everything else comes to Mail and More 5 miles down the road. But you can't. I know. They'll follow you wherever you go because you feed them. Or, pass out money. Or babysit for free. They'll follow you here. It's warm. Yeah, Myra, if you are a girl that cannot live without DoorDash, if you really don't like once a month grocery shopping because it's 45 minutes away, if you have problems with your phone having static all the time or not maybe necessarily having good cell service, you won't like living here. Oh, we can do that, Rob. You want an underground one? We have one of those right here in town. And if you think I'm kidding, I'm not. We have dome homes. I really want that dome home downtown. They even have a pyramid sauna in the backyard. Does that sound like my house or what, Belinda? And the ceiling of the dome is all painted like sky with clouds. I mean, come on. Right? Yeah, there's several bunkers here. Several that are fully stocked. Like, don't mess with them because, even the Army's going to have a little trouble with some of these places here. Yeah, this is remote, Rob. This is where people come to hide from the law, I mean, like, so yeah, it's, there's good and bad with remote, but you got to be okay with that. I'm okay with it, I don't mess with people. People don't mess with me. I mind my business. They come up in my business. Belinda knows. They're going to hear all about it. And I ain't going to be nice or sugarcoat none of it. I'm perfectly fine with being called the bitch on the hill. Bitch has been my nickname since high school. So I'm all right with it. I wear it proudly. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm telling y'all. Oh yeah, there's plenty of it happens all the time. Unfortunately, it happened to one of our friends' 23-year-old sons that was gone for 5 years, and they found him not in a good way. Oh, absolutely, cars are necessary. And not cars, 4-wheel drives, trucks, and really good tires. Yes, spend the money on tires because you can do it once or you can do it every 3 months. Because literally, the goat heads, which are like seeds from this horrible vine, it's called oh crap, I forget what it's called. It's very pretty. It looks like a pretty little fern with little pretty purple flowers. I'm like, oh, look at that all over my yard. Oh yeah, I've had one of those stuck in my foot for 5 years. So they pop tires. I mean, they go right through shoes. Those things are nasty. Nasty. And everybody swears they're toxic because they hurt more coming out than they do going in. And it's just ridiculous. Shoes are needed out here, unfortunately. For me, it is. This is what I'm saying. I'm not your average kind of chick, I gotta say. I want to live out in the woods. I don't do people. I don't like noise. I don't like bright lights. I just want to be in nature. And here I can afford to do it. I'd like a little more green. Like I said, Northern Cal would be cool. That's why we went and checked out that place in Colorado, but it didn't work out. And yeah, an LLC bought that place. So I know how that works. We were putting our rental on the market. Luckily, we hadn't gotten it listed before the LLC came up with the cash offer and bought it out from under us. So You know. But who knows? Maybe they'll fix all the problems and in 5 years it'll be available and I want to put time and money into it. Just go enjoy the space. We shall see. Maybe sooner, right, Rob? That would be cool. I don't know. I'm thinking 2026 could be a good thing, at least for us. I don't know about the rest of the countries, but I think Trump's got something up his sleeve for that. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I tell people if you don't like dark and quiet and wild animals, and you will not like it here. And don't come here and think to change it, because there's plenty of places already like that you can go live in. Leave it alone. I can't stand when the people from, sadly, a lot of them from the East Coast move here, and the first thing they do is get a backhoe and flatten the land. And what they don't understand is it's not like New England where you flatten it out and then mostly the good stuff grows back. Nothing grows back because you ruined it, because everything has such shallow root systems here that once you dig it up, it's it. And the only thing that grows back is that damn goat head, and it spreads everywhere. And then you stir up dust because there's nothing to hold the dust down. So all your neighbors get dusted every time the wind blows. And we have things like anthrax in our soil here. So it's not necessarily good to go disturbing too much giant chunks of earth around you, Yeah, Rob, man, you and me, dude, we got to make it. We got to make it. I'm not liking how many fallouts we've had lately. You got to be careful with your words. I feel like I'm on grown-up Sesame Street when I talk on YouTube half the time. Good thing I'm not monetized, because I wouldn't be, right? Oh, man. So, yeah, I don't know. One thing I've been doing in these online auctions is buying cucumbers. I would love a fresh, real cucumber. God almighty, what have they done to our vegetables? I've been buying copper jewelry because it's made out of 100% copper. It's not like sterling where they mix it with something. It's just copper. And I know I'm never going to be able to stack enough copper to, Oh, zucchini. Oh, you get blocked? You get timed out? I got timed out for saying, "Hi, my beautiful Z family." So you know how that goes. So then I just switched counts, and the thing, I don't have any problem with Rumble, except I'm on YouTube most of the time. And especially with all these lives now on YouTube, it's like awesome. Like I got people to chat with all day long anytime I'm bored. I love it. It's even better than having a phone call, I mean, it's great. Yeah, you got to shred it up and freeze it, girlfriend. Jerome, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube is, and I'm not 100% it's all YouTube, but mods get a little zealous, you know what I mean? So, whatever. It's part of why I don't chat. I mean, other than the fact that it's early and, I can't see the keyboard. Because Mark comes on, it's like 7 a.m. for me. So, and, trying to keep up with the chat when people are just blah, 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 I can't, it's too much for me. I have to put on my glasses, I haven't had coffee yet. It's I usually just say hi and just listen in most of the time, Yeah. They have, in Oatman, they have, like, you can buy buckets of dirt and do, find gemstones and stuff. And we have a lot of fossils out here, so. But when we have some really good rain, people walk around and literally find crystals and gold sitting in the washes around here, so. Yeah, just go over to Rumble, Rob, I mean, half people that used to be in chat on YouTube were over there anyway, so. I haven't seen Gary for a while. He just put out a new book on Amazon. I got to get to reading those. I'm trying to get my ducks in a row, as they say. You know how that goes. Not always easy. But it's my own fault because, I just got behind on things, and then I decided, let's just start new shows and, send out emails to 50 people and see what happens. Like, what are you thinking? But yeah, whatever, man. I'm getting old. I've figured out that I better just keep on keeping on, because otherwise I'm just going to run out of time for all of it. So, money or no money, I'm going to move. Somebody's got to do it. Oh, boy. What a trip. Oh, yeah, so Belinda, I was going to say, you want to see my room? I can turn my camera around. Just have to get my cord untwisted and move my chair so I don't trip when I stand up. Of course, I have boxes of jewelry on the floor, so I have to be careful of that, too. All right, ready? I'm going to try to just turn it around. Don't get dizzy. All right, here we go. Lift it up. Here's one of my jewelry cases. It's a glass top. Has lights inside. Hi, there's me. Let's see, camera, can you turn all the way? I gotta move my mouse. All right, there we go. And this is my new room setup with my stuff and things. Here, I'll go turn my lights on. There's a lot of them. I wish I had a switch. And they don't all plug in, unfortunately. Ta-da! Welcome to Ellen's Enchanted Emporium. Can I straighten you up, maybe? There you go. Mostly not crooked. Yeah, it only took weeks. It took me like 2 days to clean all the glass. The whole thing is built out of glass. So yeah, when I bought the bead store, I bought all of it. Bought the bead store, and I was supposed to get a lease. And, the guy was an idiot, and it didn't work. So I had to empty the whole store, which include furniture and fixings. So what do you do with it? So I got a store in my new room. Here we go. You haven't seen my house. It's pink now, this room. Can you believe I have pink in my house? So this here is my desk. And over here, I don't want to make you dizzy, so I'm trying to go slow. Right here, this is a half wall. This didn't used to be here. This whole room was 24 feet long by 12 feet wide, and that was our living room. And there used to be a wall over here. I'll go on the other side so you get a better idea. Hang on. Right here, this was a wall. And this was like, I lied. The wall came all the way over to here and went and cut the living room. So it was 12 by 24. And it was dumb. So I took that wall out and put in my little arch and made this, a little half wall here. And this is my new craft room. And that's the guest room over there, which is still full of craft stuff, which is why I'm trying to get this room organized and sell this stuff so I can actually put a bed. The guest room has never had a bed. And then on the other side of the living room was a dining room and a little closet with a sliding door. And then there was a breakfast bar that divided the dining room from the kitchen. So I took that out and the closet out. So now kind of we have like a big horseshoe. You come in the front door right here. That's my front door. Ta-da! And then you go through my craft room into the living room. And you take a right, and that's the guest room and the bathroom. And you go into the kitchen, and then you take a right, and you're in the dining room. And then our bedroom and bathroom are on the other end of the house. So, me, I don't like normal. And I couldn't afford real rock, but I could afford peel and stick. So I put that up on the half wall till the dinar goes, and then I'm going to get real cool stuff. So, yeah, we got the guest room at one side and it's near the birds, but they're not too loud and you can shut the door. Or, we got a lot of nice Airbnbs right around here too. Or we can get a camper and put it in the driveway, which is what we did when the kids came to visit. Pop it. You want to see Pop it? Oops, hang on. I'm tangled. I got cords. No, it looks all nice, but it's not quite that way. Okay. There's Poppet. Can you see her? Poppet, say hi to Belinda. And there's Woodstock. There's Woodstock. Miss Poppet. And then Riley, you cannot see, is behind Woodstock. The third cage is over there. He's right there, but I don't think he can see. Just his little face is sticking above Woody's water dish. But anywho, so that's what I've been up to. Hi, how you doing? Haven't seen you in forever. I got locked out of Facebook for like 6 months. I finally got back in, but I'm kind of, sorry, we're all blurry. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Focus. Crooked. There you go. Yeah, well, normally they're, right now you can hear they're pretty quiet. I mean, when I first started doing this, I was like hitting the mute button on the regular. But they're getting better. Oh, I can't move my chair. I have buckets of jewelry here on the floor. See, I was doing an auction yesterday, and I have lots of things for sale, so come on over. And I got to pick all this up off the floor because, like I said, I went out and fed the equine, came back in, and never got back into my craft room. So, yeah, Mr. Greenie passed a couple years ago, our little green conure. Instagram, I don't get Instagram. I can't do anything but put a picture there. Who cares? I don't know. I don't get Instagram. I have it. I have X, Discord, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, email. I have 2 emails, 2 YouTubes, 2 Facebooks. That's enough. And more jewelry. And this is, I got a lot. This is just some. So, I bought a whole store. I have lots, and I'm selling it so cheap. $5 for that set. Earrings, necklace, bracelet, wood, and acrylic. Daily wire. All right, I have to check it out. I don't check out much of anything anymore. I'm tired. I spent years following things that really didn't matter. Wasting time. But, I needed to do it apparently. Well, yeah, I spent a lot of time right here doing this. So I have an auction like almost every Monday. I think there's one Monday a month I don't have an auction. And then I'm going to have an auction or a tarot reading 3 Thursdays a month, I believe. And then I'm here every Friday. So, I'm online live about 15 days a month. Oh, yeah, Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh. Well, I watch all those dudes on YouTube. Yes, ma'am, somebody's got to keep me occupied. You know how much trouble I get in when I'm bored. You've been there. It is such a trip that you are in touch today because when was it? Might have been like last weekend. And I don't know why. I was thinking about that picnic that we had out in the woods with that tree that went out over the water. And I was really a little toasty that day. And you and Jeff kept bringing me food out on there. And I was sitting over the river. Sorry, bumped you. Oh, see, I missed some. Turquoise color. Pretty black and white choker. Oh, yeah, I got stuff, folks. It's everywhere. You have a picture of that? Oh, my God. I was thinking about that. I don't know why. You know why? I bet it was because I made some really, really good hamburgers. And to this day, I can still taste that hamburger that you guys brought me. I'm weird. Like you didn't know. Oh my God. That was like one of the best days of my life. And we didn't do anything. We just had fun all day doing nothing. It was fantastic. Oh my goodness. So yes, very funny that you're in touch. Very funny. And you're going to be 157,000 this year, right? Because I know I am. And yeah, you guys, you just had your big 37th anniversary. Is that right? Doug told me I forgot how long we've been married. So you've been married a year less than me. That's, that's close enough math, right? Oh my goodness. Anybody want some rings? I have lots of rings. Look at the shiny one. Smiley face, glass rings, bone, carved bone, stretchy, big ones for guys. They have bling. I got stuff and things. 59 and 38. All right. So we've been married 30. We got to get wow. All right. I'm just old. As far as I know, I'm 28. So whatever. I don't want to talk about it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, girlfriend, what happened? I want to go see Billy Idol again. But I don't really want to see him now. He was old when we were young. So, Get all that put away. I still got to package up everything I sold yesterday, which was awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I was 18. I mean, I can give you some numbers to reference, okay? I don't know. It was, in July. I remember the day. Yeah, I remember the day. I remember sending half the bridesmaids back, who I'm pretty sure took a side trip to the pot store to go get all the boutonnieres that were forgotten, even though they were told to get them 6 times. Weddings. Who decided that was a good idea? Of course, you and I both know that is not how I wanted to get married, so. Oh, yeah, it's been a trip. Doug was bragging on you guys the other day to, I don't know who, somebody, and talking about you guys literally driving your Harleys cross country, and the guy that he was talking to was, one of those dudes at trailers, his. Yeah, girlfriend, I don't know how. We were too poor to get divorced. And now, what's the point, right? Oh, Lordy. You betcha. We've been there and done that, ain't we, girlfriend? Ain't we? Oh, you think that's funny, Woodstock? Of course, Woodstock's been here for the last 20 years, so Look at that, I'm still all blurry. Camera, be nice. Yeah, the pink sign says good vibes only, but it just looks like a pink blur. I don't know how to make it better. But I just wanted some light over there so people could see things. I can't bring the camera much closer. I'm going to have to see if I can find a longer cord. Do you think they make those for these things? I have no idea. But yeah. So yeah, I'm just hanging out trying to sell this stuff so that I can get back to making what I want to make. Because right now I'm just got, well, I wouldn't honestly know. They've disowned me. Last year, about almost a year ago, they were living in a trailer in Maine, up in Trenton, with no running water. The water was leaking. They had like dripples out of. My mother was going to the bathroom sink to get water to boil it, to wash dishes, kind of situation, and the water was leaking, and it was then freezing in puddles on the floor because it was winter in Maine, kind of situation. And my brother was very busy, couldn't do anything. And we actually tried to move them out here. We tried to buy a house. We tried to rent. We did all kinds of stuff, and it ended up falling through. And this all started when my aunt calls me, hysterical. Your father is dying. My father has dementia. He's not doing well. He's been in, the depends for a while. And, my mother, how well she takes care of business. So I'm sure it's very unpleasant. I literally, Belinda, have not seen them since I drove out of the driveway in Connecticut. We have offered plane tickets every year since we moved here. Before moving here, we offered to buy right down the road, like 3 little streets down the road from me. There's a property with 2 identical matching houses and a shared garage kind of situation. Offered to buy that. They could move with us. Nope. 3 times we've offered to buy them houses, flat out. Last time we offered to rent them our rental unit. And nope, because, if we just buy them a house in Virginia, that would be cool. Of course, there is nobody in Virginia. Nobody. And I can't afford a house in Virginia. And yeah, they're both in their 80s and they're going to die. This is just the realities of life. I don't wish to own property in Virginia. I'd rather have a house here that I could then turn around and rent and have some income for my old age. But what do I know, right? So anywho, so I ended up calling social services because nobody would help them. Nobody. And I called everyone I knew. Nobody would help. I called social services. Well, no, honey, no. I'll get to it. I don't mind putting out the business. Mine's been put out there and I got no problems having at it. So I called social services, and my mother being my mother, she totally hoodwinked them, told them, oh yeah, it looks like this because we're packing to move, which they weren't because they had nowhere to move to. And social services closed case, blah, blah, blah. And then she starts calling Doug, telling him that I'm such a horrible person. And Doug said, well, we tried to help. You wouldn't let us help. You wouldn't move. You can't keep living there like that. And, I'm in agreement. And I said, he said, Ellen literally called because for the past, like I said, this last year, I was having nightmares about my parents literally freezing solid, nightmares, like they were big, giant cartoon blocks of ice. Cause, hello, right? So then I became enemy of the state and they ended up moving and they won't tell me where. And she called Doug and said, we're not going to give her that address because she's just, horrible. And, oh, I cared. Sorry. So how are they? Well, 2 days ago, I got a call from the Hancock County Sheriff Office. What do they want? I think they were looking to serve a warrant, and I'm going to guess it's either for damages to the property or all the crap they left behind or unpaid bills or some parking violation or moving violation from my father who was driving when he shouldn't have been driving, or my mother, or an abandoned vehicle that they left in the driveway, or pick a thing. You've met my parents. I'm not making any of it up. So during all of this, because, I don't know anything, but I know things because people still tell me stuff. Well, I think they're up in the Steuben area because that's where she was looking because there was no rents that they could afford because, they don't even get $1,500 a month between their Social Security payments, right? Rents in Maine, it's not cheap. Liam will not let them in. So according to what the sheriff told me when I called them back, is that she called them and that she says they're in the Machias area. Maybe. I don't know. Whatever. But either way, none of it's good. And I can imagine what kind of property they're living in for $600 a month, So in the meantime, my mother fell down and broke her hip and she was in the hospital. Now, again, my father has dementia. It's pretty bad. I mean, when we would talk to him on the phone, it was like we were just talking to dead air. There was nobody home. He's in diapers. He can't walk. Like, he lifts his feet, but he doesn't go forward. It's bad. He's in a bad, bad space, right? So my mother's in the hospital. Nothing to be done there. Well, my brother, he went over to their place and bought my father like a month's worth of TV dinners. And then went to Vegas for his boys' weekend. So, is my brother taking care of them? No. Does my brother have more than enough money to do something? Yes. Were Doug and I willing to take a 20-year loan to move them here? Yes. Are Doug and I the assholes? You decide. And if you think I'm making any of it up, I'll be happy to forward you all of the emails that I saved. And then we can decide. So, how are they? Not well would be my guess. But you know what? I honestly figured the sheriff's calling, one of them, And the lady was very sweet. And she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, hey, here's the deal, though. Just for all those that are out there listening, I gave them my brother's phone number and street address so that if there is an emergency, they have someone in the state that they could actually contact, because he's only about 3 hours away. I said, I am in Arizona, and I'm sorry, even if something really bad does happen, I have zero intention of getting on a plane. Zero. I have no money to send to fix any problems. But feel free to call my brother. They made their choices, Belinda, you've been there, And I'm not saying that I am Saint Ellen, you know that too, but whatever. I just wish my kids would have kids. So, yeah, it's not good. The whole thing is a mess. I mean, you've been through many messes with my parents. This ain't new. But yeah, my brother's an asshole. The majority of my father's sisters do care, but they're older than him. I mean, only one of them's younger. A couple of them have the funds to help, but, he's screwed over. They've screwed over everybody they've ever known. So people have limits. And when you're old, and you have limited income, how much more are you willing to throw away? Knowing that they will not make any changes, period. The end. It will not change. It's going to end badly. It's been preordained and not by me. So I did what I could and I'm out, and I don't have guilt feelings for it. So, and I would have taken my father and left her there. Oh my God. Yeah, we need to be 20 again, girlfriend. No regrets. That's it. I mean, I can't say that. I mean, Doug really, 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 really wants to retire, like, bad. And, he's looking into, like, how much money do we really need every month, And I told him, the faster you get the rental up and running, the less money we need from you. But I mean, really, we're doing okay. We have no mortgage. We have no car payments. We have Doug reminds me, we have one home equity loan, which Adam is paying for because we used it to finish paying for the well and to buy Adam's house. Adam pays us back every month. So We do have a home equity loan, but we're not really paying it. Adam is, so that's cool. And in a couple of years, Adam's going to own his own home before he's 30 on 4 acres of land. That don't suck. And he has a really good job. So he'll be all right. I'm happy. We offered that to the other kids too. They said no. They want to live in Colorado and Boston. Okay, work 6 jobs. Girlfriend, before we bought the house, the house in Moodus, we tried to move back to Maine, but we couldn't take our Connecticut bills to Maine and live on the salaries that were available. We couldn't do it. I really wish that I'd had the balls back then to move here and the reason I didn't is because I had smart kids and West Coast schools suck and East Coast schools were really good. But I'm not sure that was the right way to go. But c'est la vie, yeah? No, we're doing all right. I mean, we've been, we cashed out Doug's 401k and we put a big chunk of money down here. And it was our intention to have this house paid in 10 years or less. And when Doug's dad passed, we took that money and finished this off and then bought the rental. And there wasn't $100,000 that came our way. So we weren't that much in debt, So, we worked hard to do it. And we've been buying extra land. We bought the acre behind us and the acre across the street. And then we bought the second acre kind of kitty corner behind us with the falling down wreck house on it. But eventually we would like to put another rental, guest house, something there. All I know is nobody's going to be living in my backyard. So woohoo, right? And, we have the rental as 2 acres. We want to split that and put up something else on the second back acre, so that Doug can retire. Hey, there you go. Let's go, Rob. Yeah, I'd actually like to set up, I need to put a septic on the back, but the electric is right there, so it's just a hookup. So put in a septic, and then I could actually rent that like an Airbnb for people that have horses and dogs and things where they can't go to a regular hotel, but they have their camper. A lot of them have their own horse panels, or I just get some horse panels so they have a corral for the horses for the night. And, I could rent it like that until I could afford to put up a permanent, building, let that pay for the new construction. That's how I'm kind of working it. Yeah, we paid $48,000 for this house. It's currently worth almost $200,000, and that's without the additional land. We paid $50,000 for the rental, and only because she wanted out from under her ex. Because I asked her why so cheap. There was no reason for that house to be that cheap. And they took good care of it. So we paid it off. We have, we've had to invest money into it. We had to fix the deck. We had to do this, things and stuff because it's a property and they don't just stay pristine. But yeah, we're in okay shape. We're not doing bad, Belinda. We're not. I know people think we're nuts and I can't disagree, but we're okay. Now, please, God, I don't need to have no bad anything's going on, that will bankrupt us. But if we can just do what we're doing, we'll be all right. We don't even have to eat ramen, And at this point, I have 3 houses to leave to each kid, 1 to each kid. The other 2 are smart. They'll pay Adam to be, property manager and rent out their places. Yeah, $300K. Yeah, I haven't put that much into all the properties that we have. Yeah, is that your mom's old house, or did you guys buy a different one? What are y'all doing? What's going on? I know you were building a like a mother-in-law suite kind of situation, or whatever they want to call it. I don't know who's in it. Your mother, one of the kids, your brother. Where's your brother? What's going on with your brother? I would so love to go visit. Just The old stomping grounds, although I'd probably cry, wouldn't I? It's not like it used to be, is it? Bar Harbor really sucked last time I was there. They had all these weird one-way roads and crap. And there you go. You still got all those goodies your grandmother left you in that safe? Oh, boy, I wish I had your grandmother's safe right now. Woo! I hope you got some of it. Bye, Rob. I'll be back here next Friday, but yeah, come check me out on my other channel. I'll be there on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Good to chat with you, dude. And I'm trying to get Doug to come back on Sundays. I'm working on him. Or another day or some day so we can chat with you. Always good to see you, Rob. Yeah, Rob's over on my Discord and he drops me all kinds of cool links. He got good music. And anybody who wants to check it out, all my links are in the description below the video. And don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Oh, man. So, yeah, you know, I'm just being a bum. Oh, all right. Yeah, well, you know. Sorry about that. So both your kids are in Maine with you now, though, right? I haven't been able to keep up with Jamie's love life. I'm sorry. I used to. Kenzie, she's pretty private. She doesn't post out her business all over the place, so, you know, can't spy on her too much. Oh, yeah, well, you know, whatever. Yeah, you guys sold the Christmas tree farm, huh? Like years and years and years ago, I believe. But yeah, I always loved that house. Jamie is engaged? All right. I'm guessing, Jamie, not your brother. Yeah, well, you know. Well, good. Good. I like it. I don't have a cell phone. People still don't understand that concept. Only 15 acres. Well, you know. You can buy more. I only have 10, and 4 of them are Adam's. They're still mine, technically, till he pays me off. You know, I get the tax write-off. He doesn't pay. He pays the taxes, you know. He pays the taxes. He's not paying any interest, so he pays taxes. I get the tax write-off. But out here, I don't actually end up getting it. We still don't make very much money, but we're doing all right. Oh, my goodness. Awesome, awesome. Well, I mean, you know, if nothing else, the view is fantastic, you know. Unless they put up condos. God, I hope not. That's a nice thing out here. I think there's maybe 3 2-story houses in the whole town. There are a few bunkers, but there really aren't too many basements. It's mostly slabs or trailers or campers. A lot of people literally live in campers here. Oh, good, good, good. Somebody's got to stay the same, man. They got to stop wrecking everything. You know, Bill Gates hasn't made it up there yet to bury all the trees for you so you can breathe better. They got to get rid of that, man. They got to get rid of that, man. I don't know why he's still kicking around. Yeah. That's a thing here. You know, we're kind of close to the border and all, you know. You're not ignorant of that, at least, like a lot of people in Maine, because you left Maine for a while and you got to see some of how it does work. But I heard Portland is a ginormous cesspool. It might as well be, you know, LA or something. San Francisco, I guess, is the bad place now. Yeah, unhoused. I mean, you know, it's going around, man. I did see they're finally starting to turn shopping malls into apartments, but they're making them like stupid micro apartments, and you can't have any cooking apparatus. And if you're lucky, you get one that has its own bathroom. Otherwise, you have to use, like, I guess, the mall bathroom. I don't know. Yeah, it's like that in Oregon, too. That's kind of what they're all bitching about, is that I was watching something about it. They were saying that there's like 75% of the population and the, government lives in this one county, and they take care of whatever they want. Ugh, sorry. Yuck. Yeah, it sucks. But yeah, they said, they're tired of the drugs, I guess, are out of control there. So it's like really bad. It sounds like it's a lot like what's going on in Chicago. So I don't know. I think it's getting cleaned up. Not quickly enough, but I think it's getting cleaned up. Yeah, that's crazy crap. And again, I said it back in college, and I'll say it now, because I remember the homeless people back then, too. Why the hell do you live somewhere where it's cold? You don't have a reason to stay put. Start walking south. No, I can't imagine it would be fun. I don't imagine most of the places we frequented are still there. Definitely not the After Hour Club. I need coffee. I'll be right back. Hang on. It's still early here, folks. All right, it's 12:30, but yeah, it's it's early for me. My last cup for the day. I'll be right there. Not too far away. Yeah, you whistling, Riley? Saying hi to the people? You saying hi to the people? Thank you, I'm back. The house is only 48 feet long. I can't go too far. Oh, man. Yeah, that is just so funny that you're here, and I was just having my little Hamburg recollection the other day. That is really funny stuff. Yeah, Emma's been showing up periodically, too. Yeah, everyone's saying, oh, it feels all weird today. I think, today is a day to chill, and we're just supposed to enjoy the long weekend and, rejuvenate. A lot of foolish crap going on. Gets old. What do you want? Don't be starting now. Miss Emma, well, we went through the whole Trump derangement syndrome, and she decided we were, not worth having conversations with for a while, but she's getting back to talking to us, so we just stay off those topics, but for a while it was, was the only topic pretty much, so, but yeah. Ben is in Colorado. He's got a new girl. Her name is Mercedes, and she is Hispanic. And she is apparently keeping him in line. So that's good. He needs that. Ben. Yeah, I mean, she went to a liberal college and she got a social worker degree. And, I don't think I have to say much more. But, real life tends to wake you up, doesn't it? Yeah, I just wish that they would both move out of where they're living only because of the expense, It's just they're living in really expensive places, and they could, be doing better if they weren't there. So, but, what are you going to do? I mean, that's, come out here. If I turned off all my electronics, I could probably go a month or two without knowing that the rest of the world existed, quite literally, because very little of all that stuff and nonsense on the TV ever shows up in my backyard, so, we're still not wealthy people, so they can screw around with the taxes all they want. We don't get a refund anymore, but we're not paying anything. We're not hitting the $100,000 mark, not even close. So, tax things, don't tax things. You make my shit too expensive. Well, I know how to make stuff if I have to. So do what you got to do, folks. I hope they get rid of the IRS. My deal with that is y'all want this digital world. You already know everything about me. You're sitting right here looking at me in my house. You're listening to me. Everybody's got a cell phone. They're little self-monitoring devices they voluntarily carry around with them. And now I involuntarily carry one around in my debit card because that's not optional. I still don't have a star license. And, it's just like crazy crap going on. I just don't want no part of it. So I just don't comply. I just make it too hard. I don't need it. I can be Amish. I don't want to, but I can. Micmac, is that where the big shooting they just had at the Catholic school? Or I think it was Catholic school. They're going back to school. I don't know. I really try not to look. I'd rather watch about the asteroids than the real humans that are walking around with me. I probably did. I just didn't, I really try not to look. I don't want to know anymore. Man, I was like shut down so hard for a couple of years. It was just, we were literally losing 1 or 2 people a month for a year. Jabby and all that crap. And, older people and people that were sick prior and it got sped up really quickly. Yeah, we lost about 24 people in less than 2 years and some pets. And I shut down. And that was about the time, not too long after that, I got shut off of Facebook. So I guess the universe was saying, well, girlfriend, guess you better start looking in on your own head and seeing what's going on, huh? Never mind what's going on out there. You got some of your own stuff to take care of. So I did that, and now here I am. Yeah, I really sucked for a while. It really, really sucked. And as well as I do, leaving Connecticut, we learned right quick who our real friends were, and there was about 4 of them. So, Doug still has people that refuse to talk to him because he had the audacity to think that he should, have a life and move away. Healthy? Yeah, I'm healthy. Need teeth. Other than that, I'm not on anything. Doug is reaping the effects of the military. His feet got really messed up. His back got messed up. He has a pinched nerve in his neck. So he's been going to physical therapy. He's been getting therapeutic massages. They put him on gabapentin. He took that for about a week when he decided that he was not dealing with it because he kept getting all it's like he was drunk. He'd stand up and twist his ankle and fall down. And I guess that's what gabapentin does to people. I don't know. Never took it. So he flushed that. Wasn't having it. So yeah, we are. We're taking a 5 mushroom mix. It's a powder. If you like mushrooms, eat them. Eat lots of them. They are so good for you. They do so much for you. I hate mushrooms. They make me gag. I'll pop a capsule though. Take 1 of those a day, and it's got 5 different mushrooms, and mushrooms are just, they are, you can't even Google can't hide it anymore. It's working on the big C. It's working on Parkinson's. It's working on a lot of stuff. Just Google it. I'll be happy to share the links. And then we take black seed oil. It's called Miracle Gold from the company I order, which gives me free currency with my order. And black seed oil, according to the people that made it, I believe they are, yeah, those people. Old, it's been around forever. And I believe it's like, yeah, I probably need some more mushrooms because my brain ain't working. Islam area, they say it cures everything but death, and maybe it works on that too. We take that, and then I take the CBD immunity, which is CBD, CBG, CBA. It's just all the CBDs, no THC, and that boosts your immunity. And then we take a B complex, vitamin D with K. We take collagen, turmeric. Doug takes turmeric a lot because of, he hurts. And turmeric is an anti-inflammatory. And apple cider vinegar. Yes, I used to take, I'm so mad. My collagen that I used to take was a mix, but it was it had a melon. Melon was the flavoring, and it was like one of those good melons, keeps your skin nice. And it had spirulina in it, and it's really hard to get spirulina without, So yeah, we do all that. Vegetarian, girlfriend, no. Red meat, I don't, good on you, not good for me. I'm trying to, we are doing better. We've got about 80% of the processed foods out of the house. Chocolate and meat, that's never happening. But, we've definitely, adjusted, changed. But yeah, I'm still not opposed to eating ice cream for dinner. I am not a health freak, but I'm making an attempt. But yeah, I've never taken, the only prescription I took long-term was birth control. And luckily, since moving here, my back hasn't given me fits. So I haven't had to take anything for that. And I'm careful, so, I don't like the muscle spasms. They really suck. So yeah, I'm doing all right. Doug's doing all right. He's got his asthma, he's had that since he was a kid, and then, his aches and pains, but I don't know, chocolate. Yeah, seed oils. No, we got the olive oil in the cupboard. I have like 50 spices that I use to cook with. And, I'm into all that, Yeah, chiropractor. He goes to the chiropractor. Physical therapy, therapeutic massage. And then they send him to, the rheumatologist and the archaeologist. And I don't know. He's been to so many doctors. But, he went through the VA to get the disability. So they send him to, every specialist to see if they can, throw something else at the wall, see if it'll stick, But yeah, he's got some disability going. We got the rental going. I'd like to have a second rental going. I'm selling online. I'm not getting rich. Don't think I ever will. But, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, you got a little one now to worry about. So I'm glad. As much as I want a grandbaby to play with, I don't want a grandbaby to have to play with this world right now because, whoa. My kids would not be in school. You know that. They would not be in school right now. And as it was back then, I had conversations with my doctor about vaccines, and luckily my doctor was cool. And he did not insist. He didn't care what the school said and would write me a note. So I got away with it, but I don't think people are getting away with it now. So, but yeah, that crap. We got 10, 15? And now the kids, by the time they're 2 years old, are getting 120 or something. Nope. Litter boxes in the classrooms and, transvestite story hour. Do you really think I would not be in jail at this point if I had kids in school in the past 10 years? They already hated me, and I had my kids in a good school, Yeah, it's, I mean, back then, my kids are 30, right? So, it wasn't super long ago, but, they weren't teaching cursive. They didn't teach spelling. They didn't teach phonics. They didn't teach regular math. My kids were being taught estimation, which, it has a purpose, but that's not math. I paid for Johns Hopkins math. My kids were geniuses in math. They needed to know more than estimation. Oh, yeah, you and me both, girlfriend. They probably wouldn't let us be in the same jail either. Ah! But maybe Doug could be our prison warden. Oh, boy. I mean, I still, and this was, I don't know, a couple years ago, and I'm still highly offended about it, and I don't know why that man is not in jail. The father who had his daughter raped in one of the bathrooms by a girl, and he took action, and he went to the school board and freaked on them, and they hauled him out, and whoa. I would be in jail. I would definitely be in jail. I could not tolerate it. I barely tolerated the 80s. We got to do a lot of crap then. I miss the 80s. Man, oh man. Well, thanks for hanging out with me while I cleaned up my room. Now I'm going to make a big mess and package everything up I have to mail out. I want to get it out tomorrow because Monday's a holiday. I ship out on Saturdays and Mondays, so. Yeah, no cameras, but girlfriend, why weren't we raped? Why weren't we kidnapped? Damn, the things we did. Somehow we almost always seem to have a decent dude around to take care of us. Because we shouldn't be here. Lordy. Yeah, I don't think our kids even if we tell them the stories, they don't get it. They don't get it. We had so much freedom. Kind of, sort of. Yeah, this is true. We weren't completely stupid. And normally, we weren't alone. Normally. Most of the time. You and I were pretty much together all the time if we didn't have 6 or 8 other people with us. I miss Colleen. I'd like to know where she ended up. I was in touch with her for a while, but she disappeared. I don't even want to ask about Donna. I do miss Colleen. Oh, man. I should probably get on with my stuff. It won't take me super long, but I do have to do my invoices. In general, it's best to invoice people and give them a chance to pay before you actually put it in the mail. But I haven't done that yet. I've been busy. And I give everybody a week to pay, so. Well, everybody's got grandkids but me. It's not fair. I had 3 kids. One of them, right? One of them. Well, you go have fun. Feel free to mail me some cucumbers, girlfriend, because, yeah, hey, I'll be on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I will be on one Sunday from, let's see, your time. It'll be 7 to 11 p.m. So, I don't know. You stay up after dark time up there, girlfriend. Come on out and play. Just come visit. You don't have to buy anything. Just come hang out and chat. The chicks that are on Sunday night, they're cool. They're all cool. And a lot of them are on the East Coast. So, you might be interested in hanging out and chatting with us. You don't have to buy anything. We won't make you buy anything. Yeah, a lot of it is just hanging out and chatting. It's really fun. So Yeah, in the pinned comment at the top of this chat, it says my schedule. If you click that, it's a little short video and it has all the dates and times, and there'll be a couple more added. I haven't updated my September schedule and my October schedule yet, so I'm adding more to it. So I will be here. You can find me. But yeah, thanks for coming. I'm glad you got to meet Rob and a couple other people. I know you and I dominated the conversation, but oh well, that's what this is all about. So yeah, you have fun. Come on back. I'll chat with you soon. And bye, everybody. I'll talk to everyone else soon, too. Well, good, honey. You know, we got a job. It's called living. We're old. You know, we get out of bed, we're breathing, and maybe we're making something cute today. Sounds like a job to me. All right, guys. As always, sending much peace, love, and harmony from Petrichor Ranch in Arizona. Get some sun and find a reason to smile today. Big hugs. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.